What's good, guys? It's your boy Rock from Rock County True Game Dogs, man. We got a story time. This story time right here is a little bit different. You hear that damn dog? Isn't it though? That's that goddamn high road. They're yelling and screaming and shit. Anyway, guys, Rock County True Game Dog. Like I said, this story time gonna be a little different. Ignore that dumb shit coming from the bed. I don't even understand that shit. But anyway, we got a different story time coming up, man. A lot of these story times is just gonna be stuff from the past, and let me go ahead and get this out the way. Everything we talk about is in the past, been over 20 years ago, and everything is just pure history that we're talking about. Rock County True Game Dog don't condone any legal activities or anything like that. So, other than that, though, guys, it's just history about dogs that's in the past. So you could just see on future references where the dogs come from. But anyway, man, yeah, man, this story time is gonna be definitely different. It's definitely gonna be different, man. It's kind of sentimental to me. You know what I mean? It's real sentimental to me, and it definitely means a lot to me. So today, January 9th, it is my good friend from way back in the day, Devonta. We're gonna put his picture here. He was a young man, and I can tell you why he was a good friend. Even though he was young, and I was way much older than him, but let me get to this part first. This is what we call back in the day. We used to when it all happened and he passed away. I had a tradition where every year I would smoke what we're gonna smoke a Devonta. But over time and that generational change, is now you got people talking about smoking on somebody. That means other things that have nothing to do with anything. But we're gonna change it to this year. We're gonna smoke with Devonta. And what we did was put two blunts together. I'm not worried about this video being monetized at all. But what we did was put two blunts together. You know what I mean? And we, me and my brother always had a tradition. We'll smoke a Devonta, but this time we're gonna smoke with Devonta. And that's out of respect, so nobody get that wrong or misconstrue anything that I'm saying. But anyway, guys, Devonta was a young man. I believe he was 12 years old when he passed away. He was a great young man. You know what I mean? Had a lot of wisdom. You know what I mean, for a young guy, and he had a lot of good family members that I knew and still know to this day. And I can speak highly of him because seeing today his birthday, I'm gonna open up my channel here. You know what I mean, to and to give his flowers, and I gave him late. You know what I mean? I wish I had a chance to actually, give him his flowers and let him know what he done, because he did a lot. Devonta, like I said, was a young man. He died when he was 12 years old. He mistakenly took his life. We're going to go ahead and get this portion out of the way. He mistakenly took his life playing with a gun, okay? Playing with a gun and shot himself completely dead in his heart. You know what I mean? And that's a sad situation. You know what I mean? Sad situation for a bright young boy who made a wrong decision at the time. And unfortunately, it took his life. But he was a great young man for the time that I seen him, and for him to be in my life as well as a young man. But what made me really, talk about this is the fact that as an older person, you know what I mean, and somebody older than an average crew or something like that, and they always like game dogs and things like that, just like how you looked at your mentors and just how I looked at my mentors. You see what I'm saying? And we had great dogs. And just like you would do for your mentor, you go out, feed the yard and things like that. Go ahead, hit on that. You know what I mean? And have great dogs. and things like that, and you'll go out there and help feed the dogs, and they'll do little chores and stuff around the yard, you know what I mean? Because they just want to be around dogs. And it wasn't just him. It was another young guy, Timothy. He's still living, but he was a big help, huge help too. And not too long ago, I gave him my YouTube account. So if you is watching this, Tim, you was a big help just as much as Vontae was as well. But yeah, guys, he was a great young man. You know what I mean? He was a great young man, and he was a person that took care of his own dogs. You know what I mean? And he did everything he could, and always got knowledge from me, and I always didn't mind giving him knowledge. You know what I mean about dogs, because I was the same way when I was younger, and I wanted to know about dogs. But there's one in particular dog I want to talk about. Okay. And it's a dog we call the Rocky Country Game dog, Sasha. Okay. Now I don't have a picture of her, unfortunately, because it was so many years ago, and it wasn't social media wasn't a thing. You know what I mean? We just knew what dogs was off site. You know what I mean? And the way they looked, and we still had internet. You know what I mean? So yeah, so that is that type thing. But it was a dog named Sasha, man. I was given Sasha by Devonta. Okay, and that's what makes it so sentimental, because I was given Sasha by Devonta. You know what I mean? Sasha was given to me by Devonta. So he came to me that day and he said, "Yo, man, this dog, I can't keep this dog. You know what I mean? I got to bring this dog over here to you. You got the yard for, you know what I mean? My mama ain't going, she ain't feeling it. This dog crazy, you know what I mean?" And he called me and said that. And I was like, "All right, well, I see you later, young buck, you know what I mean? Like, come on, bring the dog around." Man, he brought that dog around, man. When I say Sasha if you just take your imagination at this point, okay? Take your imagination and let's run with it, okay? She was a chocolate dog, all right? But she wasn't just a chocolate dog. She was a dog that you could tell she was chocolate only because of the hair that she did have on her. When I say the dog was so scarred up, you just knew this was a raw dog. You know what I mean? This was a dog you couldn't walk on the street. If you walk the dog on the street, you're going to jail. You see what I'm saying? You're going to jail. You know what I mean? Because you knew what this dog was doing. It was no doubt about it. You knew what she was doing, and she won't bullshit. You see what I'm saying? She won't bullshitting at all. And I wish I had a picture to show you guys, man, because she was raw dog. I mean, pure bulldog to the teeth. I mean, she came off a bulldog called Havoc. Back in the day, a bulldog called Havoc, and it was a HargroveBred dog. Hargrove's Havoc. And that's what that dog was bred up off of. And it was an inbred dog up off of the Havoc dog. And I ended up getting the dog, you know what I mean? She come, and when I say this bitch had drive out of this world, brother, that dog had drive out of this world. You know what I mean? She had drive out of this world, man. I mean, the dog, if anything hanging, I used to wear a lot of shamble belts back in the day. You know what I mean? A lot of shamble belts, and they'd be hanging down. You know how the rest of the belt hang down? Man, that same day he brought that dog, and I didn't know nothing about how her drive was or any of that. Do you know this dog seen that belt hanging, and it was hanging in the wrong spot? You hear me? When she seen that damn belt hanging, man, that dog went full speed and just grabbed everything she could. And I'm talking about, I backed up just in time, dog. I backed up just in time, boy. I told that dog like to tore me to pieces, man. Like, I'm talking about, oh, boy, I probably been going off this world today, that dog that got me, boy, like that right now, man. God damn. Listen, bro, I'll tell you, man, that dog, man. But anyway, man. She was a good dog. I mean, she was a dog that would clear the yard. You knew you had some bullshit on the yard because I'm gonna tell you, one night I was sitting in front of the stoop, you know what I mean? And this part of the time, I had moved all the way. Once my grandfather died, we had moved back towards the city way, and I think I probably about took 17, 18 dogs with me, man, down to the city, and we had a property out there in the city, and nice little property, going back into the woods and all this stuff, but it was still in the hood area, so people ain't really get. The people knew I had dogs because you could see all the dogs out in the yard. Like, we had a big side yard, and it was on Acott Street. If you ever in Wilson, North Carolina, ride through 1405 Acott Street, there used to be the old Rocky Kennels. And if you're out here from Wilson, North Carolina, or the surrounding areas, you knew about Rocky Country Gang Dogs. But anyway, had about 17 dogs out there, man. I was sitting, I think Vontae might have been alive at that point. But no, he won't. I'm gonna get to that part. He won't alive. The dog went through my whole yard. Do you understand what I'm saying? The bitch went through the whole goddamn yard. About the time I got back into the back, she was just going to Mercedes, man. And Mercedes want no dog to fuck around with. I'm talking about, I'm gonna do a story about Rock Country Gang dog Mercedes as well. That was a bulldog, but I got a funny story about that dog that it's just out of this world. But anyway, man, she went through the whole yard, man. I'm telling my puppies, dogs, males, females. Man, listen, boy, about time I put on a chain, I couldn't see nothing. It was completely dark. I come out there the next morning, man, I'm talking my litters of puppies dead. The mama dogs are fucked up. The male dogs. I was like, good God, I'm this bitch kid every goddamn everybody. I said, good God almighty, man. So I did lose quite a few of the yard with that dog right there. And a lot of them dogs, man, had to be euthanized, humanely euthanized. Took it to the vet, got them euthanized, things like that. But it was a good little squad that she didn't make it back there to, and if she did, I think she probably would have had a run for her fucking money. I think it was like more so whelping females in the front and puppies and some young prospects, things like that. But it was a couple bulldogs that was in the front that she did dirty. Yeah, she definitely did them dirty. That's the damn song. But yeah, man. Overall, she was definitely a great bulldog, man. But unfortunately, and this was bringing me back to my point, the day that Vontae brung the dog to me, you know, I put the dog up, got her fed, and that's when I was coming out to get her fed when she did the little snapping at my belt combination, grabbing my shorts at the same time, and almost something else. But you know, got it together. That next day, I was with a good friend of mine, and we went to go visit somebody, and all this happened simultaneously. Like, you know, it was crazy, man. That day was full of. It was just full. I don't know, man. I can't. I remember the day, but it was like, I don't know. When we found out, you know, it was literally the next day. We found out probably about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. You know, it was people calling phones, and texting my phone, and like, yo, Vontae just died. And at the day after, he gave me Rocky Country Gang dog Sasha. He ended up like I said, mistakenly shooting himself in his heart, playing with a gun. So the gun safety, guys, it's a big thing. You know what I mean? Teach your children the same. You know what I mean? Keep it, keep your stuff close, keep it locked up. If you got anything like that, you know what I mean? Just keep it close, and safety is the key. That he ended up, unfortunately, like I said, taking his life the next day after giving me right country game dog Sasha. So he never seen or witnessed the greatness that she had become over the years. You know what I mean? The thing that she accomplished. You know, uh, salute you, brother. She done great. That's what Rocky Comes want to tell you. She done great. And her legacy and your legacy shall live on. And I will always remember January the 9th. And we'll keep it all in our hearts. We'll keep it all in our hearts. And we all gonna smoke a blunt with Devonta repeatedly every year as we've been doing before. So, guys, that was a quick story about Rock Country Game Dog Sasha, the owner and the product of the dog was Devonta. And I appreciate you for allowing me to get that dog and have a chance to let her legacy live on, and your legacy too. You was a great young man, and we'll never forget the things that you did around the yard for the dogs, everything like that of the sort. So, right country game dog, guys. Be safe.